into the light, revealing explosive details that implicate former Attorney General Bill Barr as the mastermind behind the Fulton County RICO case, alongside District Attorney Fani Willis. The gravity of the testimony unfolds, showcasing photos, recordings, and documents that paint a damning picture of collusion and manipulation. As the investigation deepens, Armstrong Williams emerges as a figure of intrigue, allegedly using Ben Carson as an unwitting mole in this intricate web of deception. The shocking evidence, painstakingly collected, has the potential to reshape the narrative surrounding the Georgia election interference case, creating ripples across the political landscape. As public outcry grows, the revelations spark a fierce debate over accountability and ethics within the highest levels of government. In the days that follow, legal experts dissect the implications of the bombshell testimony, questioning the integrity of the judicial process and its impact on American democracy. As investigations intensify, calls for transparency echo through legislative halls, with citizens demanding answers and accountability from their elected officials. A whistleblower steps into the light, revealing explosive details that implicate former attorney.
What? Bill Barr? You got to be kidding me. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Marc Perspective. And boy, do we have something to talk about. So there is a whistleblower. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Her name is Patricia Laylis or something like that. And she claims that she attended dozens of meetings involving Bill Barr, conservative commentator Armstrong Williams, and other high-level operatives. Now, she has notes and photos documenting Barr's legal strategy sessions aimed at blocking Trump's political comeback. So Bill Barr had to have been working with Democrats to keep Trump out of the White House so that whatever agenda was out there, they can continue. Because, as you know, Biden was nowhere to be found mentally. So somebody was pulling the strings and really ruining this country. And Barr's job was to keep Trump out of the White House. Okay, so that is mind blowing. Okay, so let's talk strategy. RICO, Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, isn't your average charge. It's sweeping, it's complex, and it's hard to defend against. So that's why a lot of these prosecutors love to use RICO charge. Plus, they bring up RICO charge because they get more money from the state. Like Fani Willis will get a lot more money from the state if she filed RICO charges, because it's very, as I said, it's very complex. If Barr did suggest RICO, it wasn't just about legal precision. It was about overwhelming Trump's defense team, creating a narrative of organized criminality and dragging co-defendants into the spotlight. So see, once again, and now Bill Barr is a part of this, once again, ruining innocent people's lives to accomplish yours. It's mind-blowing. Okay, but here's the real question. Was the legal mentorship, was this legal mentorship or political orchestration? What do you think? I mean, of course it was political orchestration. Bill Barr was a man appointed by Trump, was quietly advising Willis. Then we're not just watching a prosecution. We're watching a bipartisan power structure recalibrate itself. This is, like I said, mind-blowing. And I don't even know where to begin. It's just, I'm still in shock. Like, I can't even talk because I did not think Bill Barr had this.
Trump's Attorney General Bill Barr met with Fani Willis to create RICO case against
Armstrong
Trump.
Williams brought Fani Willis to his office multiple times. There are recorded communications and notes within the meetings that Fani Willis was in the office of Armstrong Williams with Bill Barr.
Wow.
Bill Barr, which it sounds crazy that we're talking about Bill Barr in a Fani Willis RICO. Bill Barr was outed by the whistleblower as being the architect of Fani Willis's Fulton County RICO.
Wow.
Bill Barr.
Now, this lady went to Project Veritas and told her story. And so I'm going to play the video of her explaining herself and her encounter with Bill Barr and Fani Willis and while she was in this meeting. So bear with me. And it's about 10 minutes long, but it's a good listen.
It's very easy to know why I am being prosecuted and no one else. It's being charged or prosecuted. It's very easy. I called the FBI to report Bill Barr and Armstrong Williams. I have notes of every single meeting. One meeting can be about visa for someone, or another meeting can be about January 6th or RICO case. I have a quote here that was like, Barr believes the FBI will go to Trump House soon. And one thing that I heard a lot is like how they go to prevent America to have Trump again. One thing that I learned very fast and very in the beginning is like Bill Barr is someone extremely important. And I remember the biggest conversation they had at that point, it is like what kind of charge that we can bring against Trump. And that's when Bill Barr, and I will never forget that, Bill Barr was like, we should bring RICO because it's a very difficult type of charge to defend. Armstrong has these powerful friends. He's friends with like Bill Barr, he's friends with Ben Carson, he's friend with the mayor of DC, and he has like all this list of powerful people and people like with a lot of money. I know they do some business together. All the time Armstrong needs something, he calls Bill Barr. Like can be, for example, approve a visa for someone, he calls Bill Barr. Or for example, do some kind of lobbying with, for example, Turkish Airlines. He calls Bill Barr. Bill Barr is like the person that we call to resolve any kind of problems or situations. I have notes of every single meeting. One meeting can be about visa for someone, or another meeting can be about January 6th or RICO case. In February 27 of 2023, here's my notes, they launched this meeting about RICO case. I do not know if they have meetings before about that. That was the first time that I heard and that I learned about that. So they bring that case against Trump, and I remember the biggest conversation they had at that point, it is like what kind of charge that we can bring against Trump. And they discussed like few charges under American law, and that's when Bill Barr, and I will never forget that, Bill Barr was like, we should bring RICO because it's a very difficult type of charge to defend. Bill Barr was like very focused and bring the RICO case because he explained to Fani Willis the RICO charge is one of the most hard to defend in court because under the American law, the RICO charge can be anything. Like it's not very specific. So people who is charged with RICO case, they have a very hard time to defend themselves. We had this meeting with Fani Willis. At that point, I didn't have idea about her, what she worked with. I just don't know her. And she presented herself as like someone who's close to Armstrong, someone who's attorney. And all the time I was like, okay, it's just like one more meeting that we had. And then in these meetings, that's when I started to take notes and like try to keep everything that to prove that what's going on. one thing that I understood very well is like Bill Barr and Armstrong and all the politicians too, they're very focused like in how they go to stop Trump. And one thing that I heard a lot is like how they go to prevent America to have Trump again. So in my views of politics, what I think it is, they probably realized very soon that if Trump runs again, he probably will win the election, as he did. So in that point, they just want to like prevent that. One of these meetings, for example, was launched in March 15 of 2022. And this meeting was at Sinclair Broadcast. And in this meeting was when I like started to learn more about Fani Willis and about some guy called Jack Smith and about investigation involving January 6th. I have a quote here that was like, Barr believes the FBI will raise, and I put it in parentheses, go to Trump House soon. That's when was like I start to learn and to be sure about what they're doing. Was like they're planning and they create crimes and situations to go after everyone. In that meeting, we also spoke about the meeting that we had with Facebook, and the person in Facebook was helping us and giving us direction to create content against Trump and against the January 6th was called Daniele. That was like one of the first meetings that I had about this plan they had to go after everyone who works or supports Trump. And that was back in September 13 of 2021. So in this meeting was me, Armstrong, Michael, and Bill Barr by phone. And they spoke about January 6th committee. They authorized the committee to investigate the events about January 6th. We started like with some names. They also gave a lot of names here. We have like Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, Rudy Giuliani, Jeffrey Clark, Oath Keepers, Proud Boy People, Proud Boy Group, Scott Paris, Jim Jordan, a group called Stop They Steal, Brad, again, Hafesbergen, Shamos, Ruby Freeman, Patrice Cipollone, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, and we have some target people, which is like the people they want to target more, and that was like Stuart Rhodes, and Enrique Tarrio, and Roger Stone. And here I have a quote. It was like Barr and Cheney once focused at Roger Stone, Rhodes, and Tarrio, and Bannon. And also in Kimberly Guilford, who is close to Trump. Armstrong goes on TV, or he goes on social media, or he goes over his Twitter account or X account, and he claims he's Republican. He's this person who is like extremely patriotic, he loved his country and everything, but at the same time, he was lunch meetings with Bill Barr to plan against Trump and against people involved in January 6th. Armstrong never got caught for things that he does. He was inside of the Capitol Hill in January 6th. And then I started to understand he's never caught for that because he's friend with the mayor of DC. He was friend with the chief of police of DC. I'm talking about people who went to jail. And these people, they have families, they have lives. Some people with cancer, I know a case with cancer, the person got arrested and went to jail because of January 6th. But at the same time, those people are there because people like Armstrong was telling them to be there, was telling them no, it's completely fine if you be here. And when the things start to happen over there, Armstrong is no, we can go inside and let's you do this. So what kind of person does that with people?
So I don't know if this is true or not, but I do know that if it's true, biggest bombshell, one of the biggest bombshell ever. I'm not going to say the biggest. I think the biggest one is Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. I guess planting fake evidence to begin a false investigation into President Trump, diverting the will of the American people so that we would believe that Trump was a rogue candidate, and we would then vote for Hillary Clinton, just cheating. But this one would be big also because, Bill Barr once said that he was committed to restoring integrity to the Justice Department, but if this whistleblower claim is true, then he wasn't restoring anything. He was redesigning it. Must have got his notes from Obama or something, because he really changed the game here. Fani Willis, she may be the face of the Fulton County case, but the fingerprints behind it might belong to someone else entirely. So Fani Willis might just be the person that they wanted to prosecute Trump, but whoever pulled the strings, and I think it was the day when Fani Willis and her lover boy went to Washington, D.C. to see Kamala Harris. So I would not be surprised if that trip brought on all of this. So who knows? But we will see, and I'll keep you updated. I'm actually hoping this is not true, because if it is true, then there really need to be consequences, because this is probably one of the dirtiest, most evil, underhanded thing that could ever happen. And it seemed like President Trump, I always say, what are they afraid of? Because, Trump is just being the president. But it's something else that's making the swamp really go after this man, try to kill him, everything. They've tried to do everything to this man. That's why I have a lot of respect for him, because for somebody who's gone through so much, some people would have just been like, I give up. I don't know what else to do. But this man, Trump, never gives up. He continues fighting, and I have to give him the utmost respect. And Bill Barr, if this is true, I really hope that you're being held accountable, because this was the dirtiest thing ever. And Trump appointed you at the DOJ, and yet here you are being sneaky, just underhanded, just the worst of the worst. So I truly hope this is not true. But if it is, man, oh man, our head's going to roll. We'll see in the coming days. But this information just came out, so nobody's really talking about it. I just want to talk about it because if it's true, I'd like to be ahead of the game. However, don't know, but we will see.
Why did you hire somebody that supposedly had this track record or criminal record as you guys purport to bring forth?
I've already answered that.
Okay. So we have Patricia here. I'm going to bring her up.
Oh, no, you're not. I'm not. You're not going to bring her up on air with me. Kevin, disconnect me. He has Patricia here he's trying to bring up. Disconnect me. We had an agreement that I would come on. So, no. You
Wait a
did no,
minute.
no. You're not. You listen. You can play that game with everybody else. I'm done. I said
No,
what
no,
I
no.
needed to say.
Hold
I'm not
on,
going
hold
to
on.
ever communicate.
Okay,
with a
okay,
future
Armstrong. I'm not trying to blindside you.
Disconnected.
So I wanted to play that video because did you see Armstrong when he had the chance to confront the person that's accusing him of setting up this whole meeting with, or participating in this meeting with Bill Barr and Fani Willis? He took off when nothing took off. And I found that amazing. But like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. You know, this lady seems to have notes and pictures, and that could be very damaging. So we'll see if true journalists or investigators pursue this to see if it's true or not. I'm sure if this reached Donald Trump ears, he's going to have Pam Bondi and the FBI investigate this. So we will see. Until then, thank you guys. I'm sorry I was way, but I'm going to come up with more videos to challenge the establishment, to talk about social issues. So please like, subscribe, and comment below. Also, you could go to the Marc Perspective at gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to respond to your emails. And I'm also ready to answer any comments you leave for me. Okay? Thank you guys. You guys have a great evening.